Hey there, two-wheeled friends. Welcome back for another Shadow Day episode where we feature my 2007 Honda Shadow Spirit 750. Today we're going to do a video response to Walt In PA. A few weeks back he did a little video asking about a few different things related to beginner motorcycle. So his questions were: what was your beginner motorcycle? So what did you learn to ride on? The second part of it is, what would you change about that motorcycle if you could? Is there something that didn't fit you quite right? Was it too powerful? Was it not powerful enough? Was it the brand? You know, whatever the case. He also asked, did it teach you good habits or bad habits? And then the last part of that question is, if you had to do something over again, would you start with the same motorcycle or would you choose something else? So let's go hop on this bike and we will go for a ride and chat about it. So I told Walt In PA that I would do a video response to his weekly discussion. So if you haven't checked out Walt In PA, be sure to go up and check him out. I will drop a card up above for his channel. Show him some support. Great moto vlogger out of the Pennsylvania area. A lot of great topics. So I commented on Walt's video, and I probably put more in there that I'm going to kind of leave out of this because I think I can talk about some of that stuff in a separate video. But to kind of talk about those points that I mentioned earlier in this video. So as you guys all know, I started on this 2007 Honda Shadow and it fit my budget really well, and that was part of why I chose it. I didn't ride it before I bought it. I bought it and then rode it. So I took a chance. I knew I would be able to fit on it. I knew that it wasn't going to be overpowering for me. I knew it would probably be a little small for me in time. So to kind of go into some of those other questions of if I would change something, if I could, or get a different bike. So I looked at a lot of other bikes before I bought this one. I considered getting a Sportster Iron 883. I looked at the 1200s, being that they had the little mini apes. I thought, well, that'll help my, my height and the reach a little better. And then I just felt crammed up on them. So then I looked into getting the Softail Street Bob. And my wife, looking at me on the Street Bob, still thought I was a little crammed up. And I thought, I could probably put forward controls on it and all this and make it mine. But, that wasn't as affordable. I would have had to take payments out. So there's a couple different things that I liked about this bike that I can kind of think back to as I was learning. It was a great bike for me to learn on. It's lightweight. It was affordable, not overpowered for me. And I would say, all in all, it did teach me good riding behaviors, because this bike is easy to maneuver and handle, so for all those same reasons. And I've talked about a lot of that in other videos, so I won't get into a lot of that part of it, because if you guys want to know, just go back and watch some of my previous videos talking about why this is a good beginner motorcycle. What I would change about this bike, if I could, being I still have it, I don't know if I can get these controls a little farther forward, because I am feeling a little crammed up. And I actually got off my Road King a little bit ago and got onto this bike, And wow, I tell you, I could feel it. I feel like I need to sit back a little further, but yet I'm against the passenger part. So that'd be one thing, is if I could get my feet out further, stretched out a little more. You know, so that goes into, you know, something on the bike not fitting me quite right. I can ride this bike. It's easy for me to ride. I am kind of sitting on top of the bike versus in the bike, I feel. My Road King, I feel like I'm sitting in it a little bit more. Oh, that was not the route to take over that. You know, going back to is there something I would have rather started with? Yes and no. So, knowing that I created this channel for all of you to watch, I wouldn't change anything based on that. You guys love this Honda Shadow, and a lot of the viewership has come because of this bike. We've built a great community, and I love seeing you all here week after week. With that said, and separating the channel, if I were to pick a bike to start on again, I probably would have started on my Road King. So I bought this bike, and 3 months later I was on my 2007 Road King Classic. That bike was really easy to handle. It was big enough for my wife and I to go out on rides. I was able to handle, but yet I learned on this bike, so I don't know. It's all hindsight, you know. Would I have been able to learn on a bike that's about 300 pounds heavier? I don't know. I think so, but the other part of that would be, if I didn't do the Road King, having that Street Bob around would be pretty cool right now. But then again, I might not have my 2019 Road King Special, because I wouldn't want to afford 2 newer bikes. So Walt, your question gets a lot of answers. You had a lot of questions in there, so just trying to dial them all down. And we'll take this back way. You know, so I got this bike and kind of practiced on it a little, rode it around my development, and then a month later I took the course and I tore around that course on that little Suzuki 250 with ease, to the point where the instructors were encouraging me to go faster and dive it into the corners harder to see what it had. And I had a blast doing it, I won't lie. So I don't want to boast or brag or whatever it's called, but I did kind of learn that I was a natural at riding motorcycle. It wasn't as difficult for me as I thought it was going to be. I worried about the shifting part and all that, and that's for a whole nother video, and I did talk about that in another video, but yet it is kind of related. So to ask all of you those same questions, what motorcycle did you begin on? Is there anything that you would change for your choice of starting to ride? Do you still have that bike? Did you get rid of that bike? Drop your comment down below and let me know. And like I said, if you haven't checked out Walt In PA, go do so. He's sitting right around that 200 subscriber mark, and I'm sure he would love your support. Well, a couple other things about this bike that don't quite fit me right is the seat, the pegs, the bars. Like I said, I make it work, but there's this possibility that my wife might want to learn to ride, and she would learn to ride on this bike. So I don't want to go changing any of that stuff if she's going to ride it, because this bike would fit her a lot better. She's a few inches shorter than me, she fits on it pretty well. It's from the few times she sat on it. So 3 years into riding, I still have my beginner bike. I'm on my second Road King, and I'm content with what I have. I was gonna turn around down in there. Now we can go over here. All right, we did a little turnaround. I know the sun's gonna be in your eyes over on this camera. Walt, I hope that kind of answers my comment in more description. Like I said, there's some of my comment I will save for another video that is related on when my love for two wheels began. So be sure to subscribe so you can come back and watch for that video when I come out with that video. When you do subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload videos. Appreciate you all riding along with me, and until next time, peace out, and we will see you later. Bye bye.